It's Entertainment Schmig.
And it's brought to you by Plaza Motors. Okay, the Bieber Roast last night on Comedy Central. We'll go with the best of the pack, and we'll start with Ron Burgundy talking about how Justin Bieber is now a man.
People refer to Mr. Bieber as a kid or a boy. But here's a newsflash, gang. He's a man. A full-grown man who works and loves and makes things with his hands. A man who sings songs for 9-year-olds and cuts his hair like a gay figure skater.
I love the way he says, gang.
Right.
I love Ron Burgundy.
Martha Stewart with a bit of advice for Bieber, too.
I've been in lockup, and you wouldn't last a week, so pay attention. The first thing you'll need is a shank. I made mine out of a pintail comb and a pack of gum. I found Bubblicious works best, and it's so much fun to say.
Martha Stewart, nice. Way to go, comedy writers, writing her lines for her. The Bieber Roast, if you missed it, by the way, I think Comedy Central is running it 78 times after last night. Yeah, it's going to be on for a while. Another late night bit. Yesterday, last night, Van Halen made an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel. And David Lee Roth had a bit of a mishap. He, knocked himself in the face with a microphone. He started bleeding, and he had to go off stage. But he came back. I don't know that I would say he recovered, but here he is.
Ain't no stopping now.
Listen, I know they're doing all of these promotional appearances to kind of plug the fact that they're going back on tour and buy your tickets, but I think every time David Lee Roth sings on TV, their ticket sales go down. I mean, why are you going to pay big bucks to see him sing out of tune and sing talk?
I used to love that guy.
Oh, of course.
I mean, there was just something about
Dave.
him. Yeah.
He was charismatic, and now he's just...
Should live in Panama.
Yeah, don't walk to get your Van Halen tickets. This is very interesting, and I'm sure people are going to read a million things into this, but Ben Affleck really pulled off a convincing role in Gone Girl. He was the guy that, he just fit. You needed someone that you liked, and spoiler alert, could also play a little bit of a bad guy. So he actually wasn't the only one gunning for this role. Jon Hamm had a shot to star in Gone Girl in Ben Affleck's role, but he was committed to Mad Men, and apparently Matthew Weiner, the creator, would not move the Mad Men schedule around to let John shoot this film.
Well, good for him. No, really. Yeah, listen, you commit to a project. I mean, it's the last season. He wants to have everybody...
Well, I don't think he was going to write him out of the show, but especially with the way the show has been on and off. And, hey, we're going to come back for 7 episodes, and then we'll be gone for a whole entire year. I mean, I think John was looking at his career after Mad Men, and he thought this would be a great role, which I agree. It would be a great role to kind of get him back into good films. And Matthew Weiner wouldn't shift the schedule around at all.
I can see Jon Hamm playing that role, by the way, because a lot of times when you say, Ben Affleck was so good that I could never see anybody else doing that part, he was very good in it, but I could see Jon Hamm stepping into that role. Here's the deal. Matthew Weiner made Jon Hamm.
True.
He did.
It's true.
I mean, this is it, and this is the swan song for him, and maybe Weiner wanted to have complete control and say, look, this is, everybody's focus is on ending this season, and
he is a bit of a control freak. That is widely known.
But you make your bed, you sleep in it.
Jon Hamm is yet to have a hit.
As far as movies,
yeah, movies.
Well, yeah, he was in The Town with Ben Affleck, but he had a small role.
He was in Bridesmaids. He played that.
It was funny.
He was great.
Yeah, he played a great.
But he's yet to be the star.
Yeah.
With a winning movie.
And when you look at the duality of that Don Draper character, he appears one way but is really another, kind of conflicted. It's a lot like Ben Affleck's role in Gone Girl. So I think he's kind of kicking himself over the missed opportunity.
He will have a terrific career after Mad Men is over.
I hope so. Well, here's something that he could maybe score a role in. NBC's next live musical. It's coming out December 3rd, and it will be...
Oh, The Wiz. Really?
That wasn't even big when it was out.
Yeah.
I think it's a good choice.
Cirque du Soleil is going to help create some of the production, so I don't know what that's going to do.
Oh, okay. You know, are we going to have
Sing another song besides that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
From The Wiz.
Are they going to have maybe a Sound of Music moment?
Why don't you just do The Wizard of Oz if you want to do something like that?
Well, they're starting small. Wiz, they'll add the Art of Oz later.
Don't be fooled by The Voice tonight. It's a recap special, The Road to the Live
Of course
Shows.
it is. It's all they have.
Voice, come on. Mark Hamill guest starring as a villain on The Flash tonight on the CW.
He's back as the trickster. He played
Of course
that.
he is.
He played that role back in the early '90s when there was another Flash series.
I did
There's
have
a
all that
Flasher.
information, but
Tell us more.
It's really not.
We're
a
out of
great...
time.
The Big Tourney has an MVP, as in most.